Hey there friends, it's Missy again. Thanks so much for stopping by today. I'm back with a new layout and video for Shimmerz Paints, and I've got a bunch of colors to use today. I'm basing my color scheme on this beautiful collection from Cocoa Vanilla Studio. It's called Unforgettable, and I've actually had it on my shelves for months, and I've been hoarding it, and I just have not used it yet because it's one of those collections that I just don't want to cut into because it's so beautiful. But I finally decided today's the day I'm going to use it for the first time, and I pulled out all the colors that you see here in this flower paper. Basically, there's a mix of sprays and a mix of paints, and I'm going to use white as my background and sort of just create my background from scratch. Now, if you've seen this Cocoa Vanilla collection, that you know there's a lot of black and a lot of gray in it. So I thought that I would get kind of bold and crazy here and start with some black on my background. And so I pulled out some black acrylic paint here, and I'm going to use my brayer, and I'm just going to smudge some paint around and create whatever shape it becomes when the brayer hits it. That's what a brayer does. It just smushes the paint into the background, and it just kind of rolls. And I love how you get some darks, you get some lights, and it's just a completely different look than using a paintbrush. So the brayer's fun. I haven't used it in a while, and right away I said, this is really dark. This is really bold. Do I even like this? I don't even know. But I'm going to keep going, and I wind up loving it. So I'm going to, like I said, incorporate all that Cocoa Vanilla onto this layout. And so black is a big part of that collection. So I'm going to make it work. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with some white gesso and basically go around the big black splotch here and a little bit on top of it. And I actually like how this turned out because it kind of made it a little bit gray in areas, which is good because there is a lot of gray in the collection. So yeah, this looks like a big old dirty hot mess, I know, but that's what happens when you use black paint. You know, it's very bold and it makes a statement, and it's just different. I wanted to do something different, and I think that this does the trick. And so, you know, you could do this technique with the brayer with any color of acrylic paint. You could also use the brayer with your Shimmerz paints. But yeah, I wanted to start with something bold and different on the background. So now that that's dry, I'm going to come in with all the shimmers. Okay, I'm going to try to create that minty color first. So I'm going to mix two different colorings. I'm using Oh Say Can You See, which is a little bit on the greener side of aqua, and then Well Blue Me Down, which is a little bit more of a truer aqua. I'm going to let that kind of dry there, and then I'm going to try to add a little pink section over on the upper left area. And this is a Shimmerz, actual original Shimmerz formula. It's thick and very, very glittery. And this color is Pip Pip Cherry-O. And I love this color. It's gorgeous. I mean, look at that. If you're a pink fan, highly recommend Pip Pip Cherry-O. And the Shimmerz in the pots, the original Shimmerz mixture, when it dries, it is so glittery and so shimmery, and you can almost feel it when it's dry. It feels kind of rough. It's awesome. I'm going to mix in a little bit of Spritz cotton candy. That's what I sprayed just there. It's a very soft, light pink spray. And then I'm going to add in some purple for the purple part of this collection. And this is one of my favorite purples. It is what is it? It's Inklingz Plum Crazy. And the Inklingz are thinner than the Shimmerz, but they dry. It's more of a shimmery finish. You'll be able to see here when this dries all the different finishes that all of these paints give. And the Coloringz, the two mint colors or aqua colors, those do not have any shimmer because Coloringz are just flat color. They don't have any shimmery effects in there. So I want to make some shimmer effects on top of that. So this here is another original Shimmerz, and it's called It's Meant to Be. And again, this is the one that's got, I would say, ground up glitter. It is very, very sparkly when it dries. So what I'm doing is just kind of creating some color splotches that are in that paper in different areas. Like I don't want the pink and the purple to mix with the mint, so that's why I spread those around. The good thing about using the gesso is you see how easily I can dab up some of that color because it doesn't just soak right through the paper. Now this was kind of bold, putting this color next to the mint, but it works out because I dried up the mint first. This is kind of the orangey section. I'm using Coloringz Peachy Keen and what's the other one? Vibez Mango Tango with a spritz of Vibez Sweetheart, which is a little bit of a more of a hot pink color. It's a different color pink than the Pip Pip Cheerio. And I kind of just want this to be more on the orangey side with just a hint of pink in there. And I'm trying to keep, like I said, the colors separate because you definitely don't want to blend orange and green together or you're going to get a very yucky, muddy color. So just kind of be easy if you're using colors that don't go together. Now, if you see on the upper section of where the black is, where the purple and pink is, look how shimmery that is. That is a mix of the pink and the purple. So shimmery. I decided to add a little bit of a darker blue color to kind of enhance the gray, kind of mixing that with the black and the black paint on the background. And that is Deep Blue Sea Vibez. One of my favorite, I would call it more on the navy blue side. It's really, really pretty. And then this color here is a Creameez, and it's called Trippin in the Tropics. And it's more on the orangey, coralish red side. But yeah, it's just fun to mix and match all of these colors. That's Vibez Sweetheart right there that I'm dabbing in. My favorite thing to do is just pull out a bunch of colors, a bunch of different styles of paints, and just kind of mix and blend them together because you can get some really unique colors. And I mean, it doesn't matter what color you're trying to make, even in all the colors that Shimmerz has, if there's one color that you don't have, you can definitely make it by mixing and matching your shimmers. I have discovered that as many years as I've been using Shimmerz, no color is off limits. You can mix and match until you get just what you want. So you can kind of see here how this is coming together. Honestly, I don't even have my picture yet. I just wanted to make this background. When I picked out that Cocoa Vanilla collection to use, I knew right away that I wanted to incorporate some black, actually a lot of black on my layout. So looks still kind of dark, but once I start to add things on top of it, it's going to look different. But look at all the shimmer. You can see all the different effects. Some of them are really, really sparkly. Some of them are a little more on the satiny finish side. Creameez are more of a satin finish. Anyway, there's my picture there. It's just a selfie, another selfie, surprise, surprise, of me and my oldest daughter. And I printed it in black and white, again, because I wanted to enhance the black and white on the layout, and I wanted all of the Shimmerz colors to really pop against the black and white, since the collection has got a lot of black and white. So what I'm going to do is start with some layering here, and these are, I believe, the 6x8 papers from this collection. Yeah, I still chickened out and did not cut into any of the 12x12 papers. Do you guys ever have a collection that's like that, where you want to use it, but you just don't because it's too pretty to cut? Yes, I know we all have that at some point. After how many years have I been scrapbooking now? 13? You think I would get over that. And I have gotten better about it, but occasionally there comes some papers in front of me that are just, I need to stare at them a little bit longer before I hack into them. So I will eventually do it. All right, so I stapled those papers together. I cut them, I tore them. I like mix and matching straight edges with torn edges. And then I'm going to start to build everything. So I opened up the die cut pack from this Unforgettable collection, and it is chock full of gorgeousness. It's got gorgeous flowers, it's got butterflies, leaves, all kinds of things. And I really wanted this to be florally and girly, even though I've got this big black splotch that's really dark. I like that effect. I like all the bright colors and the dramatic black and white of the photo, and how that the black on the background just sort of enhances that. At least that's the way I see it. Yeah, it's just different, and I like it. I am going to trim off the white edges of a couple of things here. I think on this butterfly. I don't trim off the white edges on everything. And when I first started embellishing around this photo, I thought I was going to do tone on tone. Like, I thought I was going to put pink flowers on the pink section and the purple butterfly on the purple section, and so on and so on. But I wind up kind of just doing a little bit of whatever color anywhere, because I want that bright pink flower to go on the right hand corner. and that's where the green section is, so it's okay. I pulled out a bunch of thread. I only wound up using 2 colors. I used an orangey color on the left and then the purple color on the right. Okay, so also in this collection there are clear stickers, and if you put clear stickers on top of color, like all the paint, they kind of blend in and you can't really see them. So what I'm going to do to give them a little bit more of a white background is to stick them on some vellum here. I think this is the last piece of vellum I own. That's all I have left. I got to get some more. And then fussy cut them out. And so now you can see them a little bit better, and also I can move them around like a die cut. So before I start to put those down, I'm going to start to glue things in place. I don't want to move anything, so I'm going to go ahead and glue it down. I didn't add any adhesive foam to my photo. I felt like it was thick enough with all of those layers and all the flowers and everything, so I just glued it straight down. I am going to use that cute little camera on top of the 2 flowers there. And so now that is glued down. I'm going to tuck in a couple more things here. I decided that I needed some more leaf sprigs, and these are gray, and I thought they were really, really pretty. And again, that just kind of plays on the gray tones in the background and in the picture. And I'm just going to start to tuck things here and stick things there. A couple more little clear stickers that are leaf sprigs, and these are black, and so I'm going to just stick those directly to the background because you can see those against the color. But this is one of my favorite things to do, is just embellish tightly around a photo like this. And I like to overlap on top of photos, but I'm not going to put any more on top of the photo here. I feel like I've got enough with that little pink flower on the left and then the flower and the camera. So everything else is going to go around the photo. And I don't want to put too much more to cover up the background because, you know, a lot of times the background gets covered up, and that's just the nature of scrapbooking. I mean, you're going to put stuff on top of a background. So I want to make sure all the color areas where the shimmers are still visible. So I'm just trying to look for small things here. This is the sticker sheet in the collection. I'm going to use a couple of little word and phrase stickers. I'm actually going to wind up moving that one that I just stuck down. And I couldn't get this one off the backing here. I had to work with it. I think that one says good stuff, or the good stuff. I'm going to tuck that underneath the bottom there, and then I'm going to move that one up a little bit. And that one says the little moments. And then I'm going to come back to the same colors that I used, mostly the sprays, and just do a little bit of splattering. Yeah, do you guys ever, when you use your shimmers like this, do you, a lot of times I just start from scratch and I don't even use a specific collection. But sometimes I like to start with a collection and then pick my colors to match. You know, how do you guys do that? Do you always start with a collection, or do you start with just your shimmers and go from there? I like to do both. So the only thing that's not from Cocoa Vanilla is that gold XOXO that I just added for my title. That is from a pack of thickers from a few years ago, and I'm going to mix and match it with this little sticker that you just saw me fussy cutting. It says photo stories, and I did add a little bit of adhesive foam behind that to kind of pop it up against the background. And yeah, I just felt like adding a little bit of gold. I went back and forth about what kind of title to put and what color to use. I was going to use black, but it was too black against that black smudge down at the background. So I felt like the gold was pretty, so I'm just going to go with that. Oh yeah, here's another Shimmerz. This is Inklingz, one of my favorites. This is Minor 49er, my favorite gold. I'm almost out of it. It's almost empty. But yeah, it's going to look really cool when it dries on top of that black paint at the bottom. I'll show it to you up close later on, but it's very, very shimmery, and it dries beautifully. Very, very metallic. Last thing I'm going to do is a couple hearts from this clear sticker sheet here in a couple spots. And I'm liking how this is looking girly and florally, but also kind of grungy at the same time. Is that possible to have a girly, grungy page? I don't know, but I like it. Whatever you want to classify this as, I like how it turns out. All right, so here you can kind of see the shimmer of the gold, the Minor 49er, up against the black there. I love that. Very, very pretty. And then I felt like I needed one more butterfly, so I'm going to stick one over there on the right. And then I'm almost done. I'm going to use my T-square ruler here. I wasn't sure at first where to put my journaling. Did I want to put it on the right or the left? And I kind of angle it underneath the XOXO and then underneath the photo stories piece. And I'm going to use my black pen. And you can read it on top of the black paint because the pen is a little bit darker. But yeah, and then I added the date. And that's the final layout. I just got this photograph before it got dark, so hopefully you can see all the colors. But this is also going to be over on the Shimmerz Paints blog, so you'll be able to see the layout there as well as all these close-ups. But here you can see all the shimmer. Look at that gold on top of the black paint. I love that. Can't get enough gold. But yeah, all of these colors look really, really pretty together. I hope I named them all. I'll make sure they're all listed in the description box below, and they will all be linked to the store over on the blog post. So if you want to get your hands on any of these colors. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that it inspired you in some way. I hope you guys have a great week and Happy New Year. I will see you next month. Thanks so much.